Hi everybody, and welcome to the TransposerRT demo. I'm TLC, creator of TransposerRT. TransposerRT is a pair of MaxForLive MIDI effect devices for Ableton Live. Both devices are freely available for download from www.maxforlive.com. You can go there and enter TransposerRT, all one word, no underscores or blanks, in the search box, and you should find them. The two devices work as a pair, a sender and a receiver. You must download both for either to be of any use. A quick disclaimer here. You may hear sounds of pops and clicks and such, dropouts, whatever, occasionally, in addition to some background noise from my family. The pops and clicks are not the product of TransposerRT. They're the product of this freeware I'm using to combine my voice with the output of Ableton so I can do the screencast. And so, please bear with me in this. So, what does TransposerRT do anyway? Well, I'm going to show you in a second. But just to tell you, it lets you play pitch changes from the MIDI track that has the sender device on it, causing tracks with receiver devices on them to transpose whatever they're playing. So you can essentially change the key of multiple instruments in real time. In other words, as you're playing. For example, you might want to use your left hand to send key changes to your bass and pad tracks while playing melody with your right hand. That's very easy to accomplish with TransposerRT. So let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. All right, what do we got here on the screen? Well, we got a drum track, okay? And we're not going to worry about that because we're not going to be transposing the drums. We've just got something here to add a little bit of some rhythm to it for the sound. Here we've got a pad track, and that we are going to be transposing. The idea being that the pad and the bass are going to be transposed in accordance with pitch changes sent out from the transposer send device. All right. So here you can see we have on the pad track, we have before the synth VSD, we have a TransposerRT receiver. And then going to the bass track, we see the same thing. Before the VSD instrument here, we have TransposerRT receiver. Not going to worry right now what the settings are. I'm just showing you the concept. And then last, we have the sender track. That's what's going to be sending the pitch offset changes that are going to transpose whatever is playing on these clips on the pad and bass tracks. So let's go ahead and get started. But first, I'll just show you without any send track pitch changes what it sounds like. Okay. And I'll go to the other pad clip. Okay, pretty boring. Pretty boring indeed. But, well, we can put some pitch changes in there. Let's take a look at the pitch changes. So we're going to, okay, me singing. Be afraid, be very afraid. But that's what the pitch changes are going to be. They're going to be the offsets. They're going to produce the offsets that we send. So let's hear it. All right. Go ahead and change the pad track. Clip. and so on and so forth. Okay, so you can see I didn't do anything with the clip, right? With these clips. They stay what they are. The baseline stays the baseline. Okay, you don't see any changes here. All right, there were no changes to the clips. We're imposing pitch changes, changing effectively the keys of what's output from the clips. Okay, I'll briefly remind you one more time that those pops and dropouts, whatever you heard, they're not from TransposerRT. They're an artifact of the freeware I'm using to blend my voice and the output of Ableton. It's giving me fits, but oh well. Okay, so much for that. Okay, so before I move on, just wanted to point out, the flexibility of doing things this way, with TransposerRT as opposing to transposing the other way, which would be taking individual clips and copying their notes and pasting measures of them and transposing them up and down and such. See how easy it is for me to change this this whole piece here just by moving a single note on a single clip. First, we'll play what we've got already. Yeah, okay. Now, let's say we want to move this up just a couple of semitones and see how that changes it. I think that sounds better than the first one, although neither one of them is any great work of musical art, but okay. Well, see how easy that was? Again, nothing changed on these individual clips, all right? The only thing that I had to do to make that change that transposed all of the clips on the pad and the bass tracks was to change it here on the sender track, okay? And that's pretty cool, because then if you say you don't like this bunch of stabs, okay, and you want to create a new clip pattern, you can just create your new clip pattern, and you don't have to worry about applying transpositions inside it, copying these notes and pasting measures and all of that, and selecting them up and down and all of that. You just make one change over here, and it propagates to anything that's got an RT receiver on it. Pretty cool. Now let's go over the controls on the two devices. I'm going to gloss over most of them. Most of them, hey, you can figure them out yourself. Pretty much all of them you can figure out yourself, I'm pretty sure. But there are two that are especially important that I'm going to spend a little bit of time on. And, okay, those are on the receiver side, both of them. One is resend on offset change, and the other is note delay. Okay, and they're meant to deal with a situation where, let's say that for whatever reason or another, that you have at the same time come in an offset change on a receiver from the sender, and you have a note that the receiver is supposed to play. And the question is, okay, which gets there first, the pitch offset or the note to be played? If the pitch offset arrives just a little bit ahead of the note to be played, all's fine, okay? The note gets transposed according to how it should be transposed. However, if the pitch offset arrives or takes effect after the note has been played, well, hey, the horse is out of the barn. The note has already been played, and it's not been played at the new transposition amount, and that is not going to sound good. And this can occur either because of latency in your MIDI hardware, or it can be due to some indeterminism, basically the luck of the draw, the roll of the dice of the stuff that's going on under the hood of your software, and I can't touch that. I'm unable to reach in and grab that and do anything with it. So I have to provide these two controls. Fortunately, the control as it is right now, the note delay setting, will get you through 99% of whatever that you encounter. But I'll just go over them anyway. All right. So first we'll look at note delay. By default, when you load your TransposerRT offset receiver for the first time into the track, it's set at 5. You can change it up or down, but 5 works well for me. And the way this works is, all right, okay, all incoming notes to be played, right, from the clip that's playing are going to be delayed for, in this case, 5 milliseconds. That gives an offset message that may have come in at the same time, enough of a head start so that the transposition takes effect, the new transposition takes effect by the time that the notes are played. And it has very little effect on, well, I can't determine any effect. I cannot perceive the 5 milliseconds or so, especially since this is going out to notes that are playing from clips. It's not even like you feel like when you yourself are playing. If you have a high latency device, you can, oh my gosh, it's a little disconcerting. I push down the key and there's a noticeable time lag when I hear the note. No, it's not like that. Okay, it's yeah, don't have to worry about that. So that'll get you, through 99.5% of problems with this latency stuff, and it should work out of the box. There is, however, one notable exception where note delay is not going to cut it. It's not going to work for you. And that's when you have a clip that's got a really long note on it. All right, let's bring one of those clips up. Here we go. This is 3 measures of a single note, okay? And the problem here is that this note's just going to continue playing even as pitch transpositions come in, but they're not going to matter because this note is not going to be replayed anytime soon. And the pitch transpositions are applied to notes at the time they're played. So, just because a pitch transposition comes in doesn't mean that the note stops playing and is replayed with the new transposition. Unless, of course, I've got resend on offset change put on. So let me show you the difference. Let's go back to the device and we're going to turn it off. All right. What you're going to see happen is during the course of this note playing, there's going to be pitch transpositions on measure 2 and measure 3 that are going to be ignored because this long note just continues playing at the pitch it was played. So let's hear it. Which could be good if that's what you wanted, but that's not, what it's supposed to do. All right. Okay. What it's supposed to do, it's supposed to, we're supposed to hear all of the transpositions. And so that's what happens when we do this. So let's go back and now play it. You hear the difference? This time, pitch transpositions that occurred the second and third measure and at the end of the fourth measure later on, okay, were actually picked up because what happened was resend on offset change being checked caused any pitch transposition that came in from the sender to effectively cause the receiver to cut off all notes that it was currently playing, and immediately, instantaneously afterward, play those same notes again at the new pitch. So that's the case where you'll want to use resend on offset change as opposed to note delay. Okay, let's quickly breeze through the rest of the controls. We're on the receiver, so let's continue with it. Virtual channel. You'll probably leave that alone unless you want to have more than one sender on your piece. Maybe you want to have the one sender talking to the pad track and one talking to the bass track with very similar clips for the offsets, except a couple of notes are changed so they don't transpose like Tweedledum and Tweedledee. You have to make sure that the sender and the receiver are both on the same virtual channel. Okay, so that's virtual channel. All right, here, this transpose note outside playable range LED is actually not just a LED, it's also a control in that, well, okay, if due to some strange combination of octave shifts and settings on the sender and all of that, that you end up playing a note that's outside the playable MIDI range, this LED will light on to kind of like give you warning that, hey, one of the notes that you played was transposed, resulted outside of the playable MIDI note range. You might want to adjust your settings so that doesn't happen. When you get that red light, it's going to stay on until you click it off. All right, so that's that. Just to let you know that hey, you may need to take some action there. Let's see. Okay, we already did resend on offset change. Octave shift, that's self-explanatory if you want to add or subtract, up to a couple of octaves of pitch there. Let's go to the sender. Okay, we have the virtual channel. We already talked about that. We've got octave select. Again, you can offset your offset. You can offset your offset. You can offset the pitch by an additional couple of octaves, one way or the other, up or down. Root pitch, that tells you or that's where you set the key from which keys that you press to make offset changes will be regarded as an offset from that root key. Okay, that didn't sound very coherent. Let me just give an example here. Let's say that the root pitch as it is right now is middle C, C3, 60. Okay, let's say on my offset sender, I press on my MIDI keyboard, I press C4. Well, that's 12 semitones above. So what happens is, okay, the root pitch of C3, 60, is subtracted from the pitch of C4 that you played, which is 72, and 72 minus 60 yields 12. That becomes the current offset that will be sent out to receivers. Say, hey, jack up your whatever your note that the clip tells you to play by an additional 12 semitones. All right. Of course, if you have your octave select set to something other than 0, that will also affect the value of the transpose offset that's going out. But basically, the root pitch is to determine the relationship between what you're playing on your offset track here and what's going out in terms of transposition changes. Okay, well, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty much talked out. I want to go do other things. You want to go do other things. The video is way too long already. Just close really quickly here. I really hope that you enjoy using TransposerRT. That once again you can get from www.MaxForLive.com. Search on TransposerRT, all one word. 2 devices you need to download. If you find it useful, if you enjoy it, or even if you don't, or whatever, you have constructive suggestions, criticisms, by all means, let me know either on the MaxForLive site or on the YouTube, in the YouTube comments. Either way, that's great. I want to at least feel that somebody's out there. I program this stuff up, and maybe I kill it by being long-winded and stuff and describing it. But I guess that's my problem. But hey, if you like it, let me know. Okay. Well, you guys have a good one. Bye.